Is it visible now, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are going to start with the module number, sorry, this is module number 4, and the name is magnetic properties of the materials. Magnetic properties of the materials. So students, you might have seen certain materials, they are when they are kept inside the magnetic field, they are either feeling a repulsion or they are being attracted by the field, right? So why the materials are behaving like that, right? So in this chapter we are going to study the origin of the magnetism in different materials, right? And the type of the magnetic materials, diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic materials, and ferromagnetic materials, right? So magnetism, as you know, is an important aspect of the solid state physics. All the materials, for example, metals, insulators, and semiconductors, they exhibit magnetism. Magnetic properties of solids, they originate due to the motion of the electrons in atomic orbitals and due to the permanent magnetic movement of the atoms and ions, right? So this is the origin of the magnetism, because the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. So due to the revolution of the electrons, because electron is a charged particle, so because a charged particle is revolving around the nucleus, it means that a current loop is there, right? And you know that when current circulates in a loop, it produces magnetic field. So that is the basic origin of the magnetism. Okay, so based upon the magnetic properties, the solids are characterized into uh, different categories. So various types of magnetic materials are diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic, and ferrimagnetic. Ferrimagnetic. So based upon how do the materials behave inside the magnetic field, they can be characterized into five different types: diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic materials, ferromagnetic materials, antiferromagnetic materials, and ferrimagnetic materials. Okay, so before going to the types of magnetic materials, we need to understand what is the mechanism or what is the origin of the magnetism. Why the solids behave, or why the solids exhibits magnetic properties, why do they repel, or why do they are attracted in the magnetic field when they are kept inside the magnetic field. So origin of the magnetism needs to be understood. Okay, so the origin of magnetism, basically the magnetism or the magnetic properties exhibited by the solids is due to two different reasons. Number one, due to orbital magnetic moment, and number two, due to the spin magnetic moment of the electron. Spin magnetic moment of the electron. Okay, So the magnetic properties are exhibited by the solids because of the orbital magnetic moment and because of the spin magnetic moment of the electrons, right? Let us see what is this orbital magnetic moment. Orbital magnetic moment. The orbital magnetic moment of the electrons, it arises due to its orbital motion about the nucleus. You know that as per the classical theory of atom, the nucleus is inside at the center, at the core of the atom, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Okay, so let's say if this electron is revolving around the nucleus in this manner, then because electron is a charged particle, so we also know that when the charge circulates in a loop, in a current loop, or when the charge circulates uh, in a circular orbit, then it produces magnetic field. Okay, so same situation can be considered over here because electron is a charged particle and it is revolving in a circular path. So this is supposed to be this orbital, this electron is supposed to be possess a magnetic moment. Okay, so we are considering an example of, let's say, hydrogen atom. In hydrogen is the simplest atom. We know that in a hydrogen atom there is only a nucleus and one electron is revolving around the nucleus. So this is the simplest one. Let us say r is the radius. R is the radius of this atom. So the revolving electron can be considered as a current loop which produces a magnetic field, right? In other words, the circular path can be considered as a magnetic dipole, right? And the magnetic dipole, due to the orbital motion of the electron, is mu due to the electron is equal to what? Current. What is the value of magnetic dipole? Current, the magnitude of the current multiplied by area of the area of the orbit. Okay, so this is equal to IA. Now let's say if v is the velocity of revolution, if v is the velocity of revolution, v is the velocity of the revolution means v is the velocity with which the electron is revolving around the nucleus, then time period t is given by t is equal to 2 pi r divided by v. Okay, so 2 pi r is the circumference of this circular orbit, and v is the velocity. So velocity is equal to circumference upon time period t is equal to circumference upon velocity, right? Also we know that current I is equal to charge upon time. Charge per unit time is current. Okay, so with this is equal to charge is electron and time is let's say t, time period t. Okay, so which is further equal to E divided by the value of t is 2 pi r upon v. So this will be 2 pi r into v. Okay, or you can say current I is equal to E omega upon 2 pi, where omega is the angular velocity of the electron, and we know that omega is equal to v linear velocity upon radius of circulation, radius of the orbit, right? So omega, this v upon r is replaced by omega. So I is equal to E omega upon 2 pi, right? Let us say this is, let's say this is equation number 1 and let's say this is equation number 2. So also we know that area of a circle is given by, or area of the orbit having radius r is given by a is equal to pi r square. Let's say this is equation number 3. So putting 2 and 3 in equation number 1, right? Because you know that magnetic moment of the electron is equal to IA. So let us put this I and A, the values of I and A in equation number 1. So this will become mu due to the electron is equal to minus E upon M into, sorry, one more thing we are going to do here is, just a second. We know that angular momentum L of the electron is given by L is equal to R cross P, where R is the radius and P is the momentum, okay? Or that L is equal to M, and because P is the momentum and P is equal to mv, mass into velocity, so this could be written as mvr, L is equal to mvr, which is further equal to m r square omega, because omega is equal to v upon r. So if you substitute it here, you will get m r square omega, okay? So in that situation, now let us see what happens to mu, equation number 1, because mu is equal to I into A, and if you substitute the value of I and A in this equation, then this will become E omega upon 2 pi, which was the value of I, and the value of A was pi r square. So this is further equal to E omega r square divided by 2. Pi is cancelled out by pi, so this will become E omega r square divided by 2. Okay. Now, because this L is equal to, m r square omega, angular momentum of the electron is given by m r square omega. So if I replace this r square omega by L upon m, then this will become mu electron is equal to E upon 2m dividing by m and multiplying by m, multiplied by m r square omega. Then this will become, this is equal to E upon m into L. Okay. So it means that orbital angular momentum or orbital angular moment of the electron is given by mu electron is equal to, here most of the times we use negative sign because of the sign of the electron, because of the electronic sign, because the sign of the electron is negative. So most of the times we use minus over here, so don't get confused, okay? So mu electron is equal to minus E upon 2m into angular momentum n, okay? So negative sign, as I told you, negative sign here is used because of the negative charge of the electron, and this indicates that this orbital magnetic moment is opposite to the direction of L, which is angular momentum. Okay, so orbital magnetic moment is opposite to the sign of the is opposite to the direction of the angular moment. Okay, ratio of mu L and L, mu EL and L is called gyromagnetic ratio. If you divide mu of the electron with angular moment of the electron, then this is known as gyromagnetic ratio, and it is denoted by G. Okay, so G is equal to mu divided by L, and this is further equal to E divided by 2m. Okay, also आपने atomic and molecular physics पढ़ा हुआ है, so you might be knowing that L is angular momentum of the electron is quantized, and L is given by h upon 2 pi under root L into L plus 1, where L is the azimuthal quantum number or orbital quantum number, right? And L is the angular momentum of the electron. So L and small l are they are related by the relation L is equal to h upon 2 pi under root of L into L plus 1, where L is the orbital angular where L is the orbital quantum number or azimuthal quantum number भी बोलते हैं, quantum number, and it has the values L is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So therefore, mu of the electron, orbital magnetic moment of the electron, is given by minus E upon 2m h upon 2 pi under root of L into L plus 1, which is equal to minus E upon 2m into L. Okay, so if it is in terms of orbital quantum number, then small l has to be used. If let's say capital L is given, then you can write this expression in the form of capital L. Okay, so also this mu orbital magnetic moment can also be written as minus mu b under root of L into L plus 1, where mu b is known as Bohr magnetone, and its value is equal to
EH upon 4 pi mm.
yes, EH upon 4 pi. Okay, so this is called Bohr magnetone. बहुत बार आपको न्यूमेरिकल्स पूछे जाते हैं बेस्ड अपॉन Bohr magnetone, based upon the orbital magnetic moment of the electron. You may be given with the orbital quantum number, and you may be asked to find out the value of orbital magnetic moment of the electron, right? So please take it important from numerical point of view. Okay. Okay. So next one is spin magnetic moment. So second factor which is responsible for the magnetism in materials is spin magnetic moment.